Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We've got another Louis Vuitton unboxing. This time, this isn't Murakami, because you can't always tell by the packaging, let's face it, unfortunately. So this is bog standard normal Louis Vuitton, in the way that Louis Vuitton is as bog standard as it can be. And we'll explain everything about this, why I got it, my inspiration. I was influenced by someone that influenced me many years ago. But yeah, if you haven't already though, please hit that subscribe button. I think this really needs to be the year that I get to 5,000 subscribers, or else I'm literally close to giving up. So please interact with the video. Please subscribe. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to provide some constructive criticism about anything you don't like, then please do that. I would love to have a gorgeous backdrop with all my gorgeous handbags there, but I just don't have the room at the moment. I just don't have a big enough house. So unfortunately, that isn't going to change. I don't have an option to resolve that at the moment. So yeah, we've got an unboxing. Firstly though, I mean, this video would not be complete at the moment, me doing a video, without some Teeshi Murakami. So we have a little bit of cherry blossom for you. Oh yes, but not Louis Vuitton. We have this. So this is official merch by Teeshi Murakami. And it's just this cutie little, somewhat, I don't know if it's, some people say it's a little bit scary. You know how clowns can be a bit scary even though they're not supposed to be? Well, not always, depends on what movie you watch. But anyway, this is my little Teeshi Murakami cherry blossom happy little face. One, we didn't get charms in the lookbook, even though we ended up getting charms on the launch. No idea why. And two, I wasn't paying Louis Vuitton prices for a little charm, because I think this is, yes, this is really on trend at the moment, having charms and things. Obviously, I've not taken the label off yet. But realistically, how much am I going to use this? Yes, it would look cute if we picture it here on my Neverful. It does look cute. So I think it would look cute on my Alma BB in the white multicolour. But this probably is going to be a trend. It's got a little, so all it's got, and ideally this would be elastic, but it isn't. I've got that, and I've got a pin on the back, like a safety pin. So, you know, like a brooch pin. And obviously there's also this little bit of green material here, so potentially you could hook something through. So still going to figure out exactly what I do. But that came recently. So yeah, it took a while to come. Anyway, I got that. So yeah, let's just do the unboxing and then I'll talk you through it all. I have peeked. So the ribbon's done particularly badly because I just redid it to show you. And I'm still trying to decide if I keep this item or not. I like it. Do I need it? And you'll see in a moment. Well, potentially I don't, but anyway. Oh, also, apologies for the face. I microneedled last night. I've had a hormonal breakout and I'm not allowed to put any makeup on until tomorrow. So, this is what you got. If it offends you, I'm sorry. Just don't watch. So, we have, oh, sorry, random thread. Let's get rid of that. Right. So here we have Louis Vuitton box with a Louis Vuitton dust bag. So all is going as per normal so far. And then if I take this out the dust bag, you will see it's a key pouch. So Louis Vuitton recently, over that way, Louis Vuitton recently launched key pouches in more sizes. So this is a size medium. So there's a standard one, which is like the smallest. And I've had one of those for years. I think mine cost me £125. That's how long ago I bought it. Then they brought out the small size and the medium and the large. Part of me is tempted to get all of them. No, let's just put that out there. Partly I have collector tendencies. Partly, for those of you that follow this channel, you will know I love a good SLG. Love a good SLG. And my favourite SLGs tend to be by Louis Vuitton. I find them they just kind of, I find this monogram just kind of goes with so much, including obviously the other monogram items I have, but it goes with non-Louis Vuitton items as well. It just goes, it doesn't clash. It's hard wearing. I've hardly got a mark on any of my stuff. The zippers are always lovely, if you don't get them caught up in the tag, are always lovely and smooth. What's not to love? They're highly functional, hard-wearing items that go with stuff. That's my reasoning, and I'm going with it. So I was influenced. So massive shout out and thanks to the ever fabulous Minx for All. I've been following her from before I even started this channel, which was 2017. And around that time I was watching Minx, and actually she influenced me to get my Chanel GST. I think she then sold hers, but anyway, did that. And I watched her video on this. She's also got small. I was like, Now, let's show me that. I'll show you this, and then I'll show you some. I've got other things to do some comparisons to as well. So firstly, let's start off with the product code, which is M13560. Yes, I remembered that correctly. So there you go. That is that. It's basically a pouch. It's got nice rounded corners, so that's lovely. It's in the standard monogram. It feels really tactile. I'm going to say that. It feels really, really tactile. I'm just going to take this, because I can just loop this through this tag. So if I decide to return, I can just loop it back through, but it's going to annoy me throughout the rest of the video. Lovely, big, fat, chunky hardware. They seem to be doing this at the moment. This is what my Alma BB's got as well. Look at that. Super shiny. It's not that one that ties you. Super shiny, super smooth zip, lovely. And on the inside, we have the exterior coated fabric, interior vachetta leather, little materials card. I'll put that over there with the other tag, keep it all safe. And then inside, we have, if I can get it out, the key hook, again with Louis Vuitton branding there. I haven't yet taken the plastic off, so you can see that there. If I decide to keep, then I will remove the plastic. I'm a plastic remover, don't keep it on anything. And then you can see how this hooks in here. So you've got the little triangular loop like you have in the regular key clay. And then what's really lovely, and like some other pouches, is the interior of this is wipeable. So it's looks to be, then if I go back to the materials card, that will remind me, looks to be leather. Yes, so it says the interior is vachetta leather. Vachetta, however you want to say it. So yeah, and it has a little slip pocket here, and then some branding where mine says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. So there you go. So that's pretty much it. It's a pouch with an inside slip pocket and a hangy loop. Why did I get this? Apart from being influenced. One, I love a good pouch. Two, there's something that may or may not be on the way. It arrived in the store a couple of days ago. I'm going to take a look next week. There may be a new Louis Vuitton handbag in the midst, of which this should go well with. We'll see. That's part of the plan. Three, I've got a number of holidays coming up, and I thought this would be really good as like a handbag catch-all, documents and things like that. And that was one of the reasons. I like how it's plain. I'm going to just compare comparisons with some items. Firstly though, let's just show you, if we use this as a travel pouch for, you know, we can put obviously documents and things in there. We'd have to, you know, it's not going to take A4. We're going to have to fold any documentation up, but not so it's teeny tiny. If we wanted to just pop a passport in there, then you can see that slips in really easily with excess room as well. So if you just need something there that's easy grabbable, then brilliant. How does this compare? So firstly, I did not get the small size of this because the small size of this, and like I say never, we're not ruling it out, is basically the same size as a Chanel Mini OK. So if I hold this up, you can see there, that is what that looks like. So that's kind of what the small of this is going to look like compared to this one. Now I have two of these. I have this classic black and burgundy one. It is material inside, zips fine, not as smooth as the LV one. I also have the gorgeous rainbow leather one. Maybe I should sell this. I hardly ever use either. I got them as alternatives to a mini pochette, in terms of sometimes if I didn't want a mini pochette but wanted something that would hold lipsticks and things to keep my bags safe, but has a lot less depth to it, as you can see there, then it's super handy. So for some bags that I've got that are mini, the mini pochette, you just don't need it in there, it's a little large. Typically I just put things in and I don't use this, because then if I'm using a really small bag, even this takes up quite a bit of room. I got this to go with my Chanel medium large classic, or timeless as they're now called, flat bag, which I also hardly ever wear, and again for no real reason. So yeah, so that is a comparison of that. Now I use the mini pochette pretty much on a daily basis, but obviously this is no good to have travel documents or anything like that, and it's way too small. I use this, as you can see, it is stuffed at the moment. I use this as basically a makeup pouch. So what I've got in here at the moment, I won't go through all of it, but I've got hand sanitizer, scrunchie, lipstick pencil, a compact, hand cream, nail file, and a powder brush. And it could take a tiny bit more if I wanted it to, but that's basically what I do, is I tend to just put this in my handbag, and that's my makeup touch-ups for the day. That's it. That's what I travel around with from a cosmetic basis. If I chuck some makeup on before I leave the house, well, that's that. We don't need to do loads. So that is what's in there and why I use it. The other pouch that I have to compare as well this against is this Goyard one, which is, I got this to match my Goyard Artois MM. So it's exactly matches. Wasn't an impulse buy because I couldn't buy this at the time I bought the bag, and got it an entire year later in Paris. And it's got a little slip pocket there, which is just kind of like credit card size. And then we've got this gorgeous bright yellow interior. Not particularly wipeable. It doesn't look too delicate. You might be able to wipe it a little bit, but you are going to get stains if you, for example, use makeup and things. And I kind of got this as a little travel pouch, in terms of like a little evening clutch or something, or just to have as a catch-all inside my bag that matched, because I like matchy, and sometimes I buy things I don't need because they match other things that I like. This probably slightly falls into that category, but like I say, it was not an impulse, and I think I do like it, so I think I'm going to keep it. So the final and probably closer comparison at nearly 14 minutes is, and one of the reasons I got this, is my trusty Neverful MM, never fails to deliver. Comes with a pouch. Now typically I will use this, again if I'm travelling or doing any work trips or anything, I will use this to be like a dual purpose, like a catch-all inside the bag. But then if I'm going out in the evening and I just want to take, like, you know, like a room key if I'm in a hotel, and my phone, then I'll just use this as a little clutch. It's got a little wristlet. However, it doesn't go with everything. It actually, randomly, it wasn't planned, it goes with my jumper, because it's got this pink pivoine lining to match the bright pink pivoine lining of the bag in which it came with. Who'd have thought? So if we open this, it has one large compartment and a slip pocket, and again non-wipeable interior. perfectly handy, takes a phone, but because this is so, look at that, so thin and flat, it's got no depth at all, it gets full reasonably easy. So even like a phone and a compact, you're getting a bit, which is why I thought this would be good, because see, a lot more depth. If I compare side by side, and they're both undone, you can see the difference there. Now, size-wise, I would say the Neverful pouch is slightly wider but shorter. So let's show you that. So I'll show you both ways. So you can see it there. So you can see I've got them matched, and then you can see there's a little bit more edge there. But if I turn it around, you can see, just make sure I've got the bottom lined up. You can see there is a tiny bit more height to this pouch. The good thing about this is you can, from a security point of view, you can have it as a wristlet, like I say, or you can just unhook this. If I pop it in my Neverful bag, I can then attach it. It's pretty clean actually for quite an old bag, and I can attach it there to, I'll show you the best way of showing you. Here you can see it's attached to the D-ring. So if you are travelling and you've put some precious documents in, someone tries to nick it out your bag, which it doesn't close, but it's a wonderful bag, it's not hugging her, it's not just going to fly away, it's attached. Now how will that work with my key pouch? I have not tried this yet. Right, let's just do the quick intelligence test of, let's just do it up as well. So you can see it does up wonderfully with there being room. So the zip does up fully, and then you can see there is still room for the chain to come out there. So, right. So, lift and pull, we've got that out. Find the D-ring. Right. Good. Right, so I put it through the D-ring and I put it in the bag. Right, let's try and show you. So you can see with the, I'm just supporting it with the pouch stood up, because there'll be other things in the bag. What if I just chuck a mini pochette in? Is that going to help? Right, slightly helps to hold it still. With the pouch, oh my god, right, there we go. With the pouch flat, you can see here it's on the D-ring, but it's not having to swing. The chain length is long enough that it keeps it still, but not so long that it swings about everywhere. So I'm very happy with that. That is what I wanted it to do, but it was one of those things that I just couldn't realistically test without buying this item and trying it. Now, what some people will do with the small version of this is they may clip it onto like a belt loop, they may clip it onto the outside of a bag. If you look at it compared to my Neverful, this is the MM size, that's just going to look ridiculous. And also with the weight, I wouldn't want it swinging about. Like I say, I wanted it to clip onto a D-ring inside with there being support for the base of it, either if it was this way or that way. It's not like I'm going to put liquids or anything that matters if it's tipped inside. So that's worked out perfectly. So that's good. The other thing is if I wanted to use this as a clutch, then I just put that inside. I could put my phone if I wanted in there, or we have to hand, just randomly, because this is generally what I used last, my Murakami card holder. And if I pop that in, you can see there, and that's where the top of the cover is. It just goes over. That fits in nicely as well. So if you wanted something that was just easy grab in the top, you could. If you wanted to use this for makeup bits and bobs, then you could do. If I take what I've got currently in my mini pochette, and I'm literally just going to tip it. Tippy, right, is that? Oh, nail file. Leighton Denny miniature nail file from Amazon. Amazing. So I can always have a nail file with me. Because you never know, it'll be that day that you don't have a nail file that you'll snag a nail, and I can't bear when it's all scratchy and catches on your clothes. So I've literally just tipped things in there, and that's what it looks like. So again, if you wanted to use it as a makeup and phone pouch, for example, then you could do that. Now, typically, I don't think that's not my intent. I could, and one of my most used makeup items, particularly when I'm on the go, is the Hourglass Holiday Palettes. Love these so much. This is Lotus packaging, but it's actually Evil Eye interior. I just hated the Evil Eye packaging. Wish I'd gone for Dragon now, but anyway. So that is what that looks like. So you can see you've got finishing powder, you've got highlighter, you've got 3 different blushes, and you've got a bronzer all in one. So that and a little powder brush, compact, is often all I need if I do want to do touch-ups on the go, if I'm going out, or if I'm running late and I end up doing all of my makeup on the train. And then it also means you've got a nice big mirror, so you can see that goes in as well, easy as anything. So if I wanted to have a makeup pouch that's not too big and bulky, but can take a bigger palette easily, then this is also a great option. If I do this up, you can see there's a little bit, tiniest bit of bulk, but it's not disfigured. The zipper is still straight. It's not disfigured in any way whatsoever. Now, the same could not be said if I were to put it in this. So remember, pretty much identical footprint, but flat. See, as I'm doing this, I'm talking myself into getting the small one and just selling both O cases. But the rainbow one is so pretty. So pretty, and I didn't pay more than retail for it, but got it pre-loved afterwards. Right, I've just tipped everything out. Right. Yeah, I think this is a keeper. I love it already. If I were to put things in here equivalent, I'm probably not going to use this. Let's use the pocket for the card holder so it doesn't get covered in makeup. There we go. So we've got the card holder with cards in. If I then do the pochette, and I'm actually packing this. So with the other one, I just tipped it all in, but you can see already there's not a lot of extra give. We'll do the small items. But even a lip pencil it's objecting to. Right, let's pop that in there. Lipstick, perfume. Right, scrunchy. So that is everything. Look at it. I don't even know if it's going to zip. Right, it might zip. Obviously I'm not going to force it and break it. Okay, so it has zipped. It has zipped. But, I mean, look at that. That is horrific. And I don't like using items like that. That just looks awful. And don't worry, I'm literally already, I'm like, get it out, get it out. I'm just like, I can't live with that. Random lip pencil didn't want to come out where I packed it in so well. So I think we can safely say that Miss Medium Key Pouch, even though I'm not going to use this for keys, you could put your keys on the pull and have that in here and then just have it loose in a bag. Absolutely, and your keys are easy to hand. You absolutely could do that. Personally, I won't. If I take my keys anywhere, I just have them all permanently living in my regular original sized key pouch, or key clay as people often call them. I'm going to keep it in that. So yeah, so the question is whether I keep this or not. Part of me thinks I will, because it does go with the Neverful. It does match. We'll see. I mean, I never rush selling items, so we'll see what happens, but I think this is a keeper. I do like this a lot. And if I did the same test with this Goyard pouch, it would take more, I think. I don't know. This is fairly, it's fairly flat as well, but it's got a bit more give to it. But I don't think it's going to take all those items. And again, I'm trying to pack it so that things take up minimal space. No. So everything that went in is in, but look at that. I'm not going to rewrite, it's not worth the effort, but you can see it's less misshapen than the Neverful pouch was. Let's just move that pencil. There we go. So yeah, this I think took everything easier than the Neverful pouch, even though it is smaller, just because it's got a bit more give to it. This just has zero give. But like I say, it's fine for just like a phone or whatever, but if you want to put more in it, then it just really doesn't like it. So yeah, I should really use this more. It's quite handy size, because this won't go with everything. This is more if I'm using a larger bag and I've got a bit more with me and it's a day where I need to carry more. So that's all I had to say about that. I know I've waffled on for quite a while, probably much more than you'd have thought anyone could talk about a medium key pouch for, but I thought it was important to show you some alternatives and comparisons so you can make your own mind up as to whether this is something that you want to add to your collection, or whether you wanting it is you just getting caught up in the hype. There is a matter of FOMO. These do sell out, but don't worry. How I got this was I saw Minx Raw video. I thought, not in a rush to get it. I'll do notify on the Louis Vuitton app, and then when it does come in, I can buy it as and when. Literally next day in it came, so I bought it. So I think they're going to just be coming in and out of stock constantly. So that's all I had to say. Please take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon.